Question 16. Madam Nuru had some red and green apples in her mini-mart. The ratio of the number of red apples to the number of green apples was 13:7. After selling 60% of the red apples and 55% green apples, the ratio of the number of red apples to the number of green apples was 13:12. Now, how many apples were there altogether at first? Now, this question, if you look at it, right, the quantity before and after for both the red and green apples have been changed totally. So nothing remains the same and nothing is equal. So now first, let's start off by changing the percentage here, in this case 60%, into a fraction. So 60% here is actually 3/5, correct? So which means that 3/5 is sold and they are altogether 5 parts. So let's write this down. Now, so the before situation is such that the red apples, there are 13 units and green apples 7 units, correct? And then there's a change, and the change is 3/5 of the red apples were sold. Now 3/5 of red apples sold, so over here, so this is sold, correct? And this will be the total. And how much will be left? 2/5, correct? So this will be left. And again, 5 is the total. And for green apples, they mentioned that 55 apples were sold. So I'll just write minus 55 apples. And what happens after that? The ratio of the number of red apples to green apples now is 13:12. So I'm going to write down 13:12. So I have all the information written down here. Now, what we need to do first. Now you realize that the total here is 5, right? 5 units. And over here is 13, the original units, correct? Now for 13 and 5, we've got to equalize them. We'll take the lowest common multiple so that we can equalize them. So in this case, the lowest common multiple for 13 and 5 will be 65, right? So we will have to multiply by 13 here and multiply by 13. And over 13 here, we multiply by 5, correct? Now if we do this, we multiply by 5 for red apples, we got to multiply by 5 for green apples too, because they are a set of ratio, correct? And over here the same, times 13, right? And times 13, so that we can equalize them. And here we will get 39/65. And over here we will get 26/65. And this due ratio here is 65 red apple, 65 units, and here is 35 units, correct? Now let's look below. We have to change this as well. Now we know that the amount of red apple left is 26/65. Now if this 26 is actually equals to 13. Now again, we're going to do the second step, which is equalize these two numbers again. 26 and 36. So the lowest common multiple is 26, right? So we can get 26 by multiplying by 2, get 26. And since we do it for red, we have to do it for green because this ratio comes in a pair. So now times 2, now 24. All right, now we have the new set of ratio to work with. Now we will only look at those in red. All right? Okay, so let's look over at the green. Before, green was 35 units, and after selling 55 apples, it's left with 24 units. So we can take 35 minus 24 units. We should get 11 units, correct? And this 11 units is actually 55 apples. So we know that 1 unit is equals to 5 apples, correct? And the question asks, how many apples were there altogether at first? At first will refer to the ratio that is over here, the before. So before will be 65 plus 35 units, which is 100 units, correct? And 1 unit is 5. So 100 units will be equals to 5 times 100. You get 500 apples. So this is the answer for part A. Now part B. After that, she bought more red apples. The number of red apples she bought was 310 of the number of red apples left before that. How many red apples did she have in the end? Now to solve this part B, first of all, let's find how many apples she has left first, right? How many red apples she has left? We know 1 unit is 5. So for red apples, it's 26 units left. So it's 26 times 5. Okay, we know that she has 130 apples left. Alright, now she bought another 310 of the number of red apples left before that. So this, she left with 130 and she bought 310 of this number, correct? So 310 of what is left of the red apples, you will get 39 apples. So she bought another 39 apples. How many apples did she have in the end? So what she left plus what she bought. So 130 plus 39. She had 169 apples left in the end. So this is the final answer.